Your Sunday morning pulpit, so stick to the script. She's not here. But seriously, just take a look around. This is so exciting, this momentous occasion. And each of you have been instrumental in the life and the operational success of NCALL. And although we're here to celebrate a new name, a new look, and the same vision, we would be remiss if we did not acknowledge you and your support to us. So give yourselves a hand of clap. So coming to give us our welcome is our Mayor Robin Christensen. Mayor Christensen has been personally very supportive of our organization and the services we provide, and the City of Dover has been a key partner in our Restoring Central Dover efforts, which we started in 2015. And coming behind him is Randy Kunkel, who's our board president for NeighborGood Partners, and that sounds good. He's been a member of the board of directors since 2008, and he served as vice president and has been the board president since 2016. So would you please welcome Mayor Christensen, followed by Randy.
I'm vertically challenged. Good afternoon. I'm from the government and I'm here to help you. Why does everybody laugh when I say that? First off, before I begin my greetings, I'd like to express regrets from Councilman Gerald Rocha, who lost his father. He really wanted to be here today for this great event. So please remember Councilman Rocha and his family in your prayers. You know, I'm really fortunate that today they didn't do to me what they usually do, and that's have me speak after President Biden or the Vice President or Governor Carney or Congresswoman Blunt Rochester, because I don't have the energy that they do, and I'm not that great a public speaker, but what I say is from my heart. I'm so honored to be here today to begin a new chapter in the history of NCALL. And I use the old term NCALL because I was told that the new name was a secret till they made the big announcement. And then when I got here, it's splattered all over the tables and everywhere. So Karen, I kept my word and kept the secret. But not only is their mission or their name changing here, but it's changing across the nation as well as their mission. NCALL has been a driving and steadfast partner with the City of Dover for over the last 10 years, building houses in our downtown area and creating homes for deserving families as part of their master plan for revitalizing Central Dover. They have partnered with Habitat for Humanity to strengthen and revitalize our downtown through collaboration and a steadfast partnership. Not only have they built homes, but they have encouraged small business entrepreneurs into viable business owners and success stories. The Launcher program has fulfilled that great American dream to be your own boss. For many, NCALL today continues to reach new heights of community involvement with a new multi-million-dollar facility in our downtown Dover area, partnering with Delaware State University, our newest neighbor in downtown Dover. Today the name may change, but the mission is the same, only greater. Congratulations and thank you, NCALL, for what you have done. Thank you for what you are doing for our city today, and thank you for what you will do tomorrow. Congratulations to NeighborGood Partners. Thank you.
I'm not as vertically challenged. So thank you. As Will mentioned, my name is Randy Kunkel. I'm the board president of NCALL. I became the board president in 2016. Ironically enough, right before, so Judge Jim McGiffin had made the decision to step down as board president because he was moving into a new position, and he asked me if I would step up, and I said, sure. And then it wasn't too long after that that Joe Meyer, our longtime executive director, decided he was going to retire. And so I thought, Jim McGiffin, you knew this was going to happen, so you left me with the executive director search. So in a moment, I'll have an opportunity to introduce our newest, greatest executive director. So Mayor Christensen, thank you very much for everything you've done for NCALL, for your support of us, and especially our work relating to restoring Central Dover. So by a show of hands, how many of you know what the acronym NCALL stands for? Wow, more than I thought. Well, that was all staff, I think, that raised their hands, or our funders, as they put the legal name on all the documents. So well over 46 years ago, the National Council on Agricultural Life and Labor Research Fund, Inc., was founded to promote affordable housing on the Delmarva Peninsula and initially had a very rural focus. Through the years, we shortened our name to NCALL, but broadened our focus and services, and thus we sought a brand that better communicated our community and neighborhood-centric mission and values. At the center of the rebranding, is a change of name from NCALL to NeighborGood Partners, and we've added a new logo. The NeighborGood Partners brand represents an intentional turn outward and towards the future. The name embodies the organization's spirit of working closely with customers, funders, and community partners to build thriving neighborhoods through affordable housing, community development lending, and financial education. While the name on the door will change, the mission of the organization and the passion with which our excellent staff serve our customers will not change. Those of you who know NCALL will continue to rely on us, regardless of what we will be called. Those who don't know us will hear our new name and understand that we are your neighbors, we are good, and we are your partners in your journey. So now I'd like to introduce our Executive Director, Karen Speakman.
I too have to move it down, right? Wow, it is so good to see all of you. I am just thrilled with how many people are here. I mean, it's just amazing. It's so good. I need to recognize a few people that are in the room. Please raise your hand when I acknowledge you. First of all, I want to recognize my amazing coworkers who do so much for us and do so much for everyone in the community. So if you could just raise your hands, please. Stop. I also have an incredible board of directors, and I'd love for them to also raise their hands because they're all spread throughout the room. Former Executive Director Joe Meyer is also here. I saw him earlier. And a few former staff persons and some board members, but I haven't seen them, so I'm not sure if they've come or not. But anyway, there were some that were coming. I really need to especially thank Jen Lawson, our communications and marketing specialist. She has done a yeoman's job. She has spearheaded this effort for our new branding effort, and the committee persons who assisted her with today's event. So Jen, where are you? Give you a round of applause in the back. As well as the committee of Jill Lorden, Rona Harris, James Burke, Denise Freeman, and Sterling Dowdy. It's just amazing. Again, I just still am thrilled that you're all here. So I'm also pleased to recognize that we have our wonderful Congresswoman Lisa Blunt Rochester with us. Representatives from her office and from Senator Coons and Carper's offices and the governor's office as well. So it's great. I especially appreciate a few other dignitaries that could attend. Though I haven't seen her. Senator Elizabeth Lockman was supposed to be here, and Trey Pardee, but actually now that I think of it, they aren't here either. I haven't seen them. So, and we certainly have a number of our councilmen from Dover, and we appreciate that they're here as well. So thank you. I also, sort of as Will said, I want to acknowledge all of you because you are our partners, our stakeholders, our customers, our fellow nonprofit organizations, our funders, and our friends. I'll mention a few. David Baker is here from Delaware State, Maryland State Director of USDA Rural Development, and Matt Heckles from the HUD's Region 3 Director, as well as Susan Eliason from the Delaware State Housing Authority. But without all of you, we could not do the work that we do. I'm excited about our new brand and our transition from NCALL to NeighborGood Partners. We have such a rich history as NCALL, and we will not forget that. We'll build on that legacy, and we will continue it. A new saying that we have of ours is a new name, new look, same mission. We've grown from 3 people to 42 people on staff. Our annual budget is now $5.7 million a year. And through the years, we've expanded the services we provide, starting with rural community-based organizations to develop rental housing in 1976, which we still do. And our services have grown to include financial coaching, guidance at foreclosure mediations, and lending $9 million a year on average to improve communities. Through the years, we have changed the lives of over 46,000 people, primarily on the Delmarva Peninsula, including over 10,000 Delaware households who have purchased a house and 1,700 families who have saved their homes from foreclosure. 60 housing communities have become a reality, totaling nearly 1,600 units. 211 loans have been made to nonprofit and for-profit corporations for affordable housing, community facilities, and neighborhood revitalization. And numerous self-help housing organizations have been assisted in overseeing families construct 4,367 houses throughout the Northeast region. Through these many services, over $2 billion have been leveraged in housing assistance and financing. But most importantly, we've changed the lives for good. Like Claudia and DeMarcus, who with their 3 children, bought a house in Dover. Or Tina, a Launcher graduate, who opened her own business, Tina's Timeless Threads. Or Brittany, who through hard perseverance, was able to increase her credit score by 103 points. Or by assisting Millsboro Housing for Progress, which is presently in the midst of renovating a 38-unit rental housing complex. We are good neighbors. We are good partners. We are NeighborGood Partners. So it's my pleasure to introduce our next speaker, Congresswoman Lisa Blunt Rochester. She has been an extremely strong supporter of our organization throughout her years in serving in Congress. She understands the need and demand for affordable housing and the struggles that so many Delawareans, our neighbors, face daily. During this past year, she championed a $1 million federal award to the partnership that we have with Delaware State University for the construction of the center, a facility downtown in downtown Dover that will house DSU's run small business incubator, as well as our Restoring Central Dover program. Please give our Delaware Congresswoman a warm welcome.
Thank you. I feel like I'm one of the vertically challenged too, pulling this down here. Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, this is a celebration. I think we have balloons. This is a good thing. Good afternoon, everyone. I will tell you, I have to say thank you so much to Karen, your leadership, your incredible team, the board, for all of your hard work, all of the volunteers, the supporters, the partners, the reason why this room is filled, and so is the parking lot. So thank you so much for all of your work. And I just wanted to be here on behalf of families. For me, housing is very important. It's one of those things that they don't talk a lot about in the news, but it's one of the #1 things I hear about up and down this state, the need for affordable housing. And when my family moved here in 1969, we moved from public housing in Philadelphia. And so to know, I remember the first house my parents got. I was 10 years old, and there was a real feeling of joy as a kid to walk into our own house, our own little backyard. And housing is related to everything. It allows kids to be able to study in peace. It creates good health status. It creates safer communities. So it's not just about one thing. It is connected. And that's why the new name is so important. So important. I think a neighborhood, NeighborGood. So that you can stick that in your, so you remember the new name. Neighborhood, NeighborGood. And then, as you said, partners. For me, one of the big areas, as I mentioned, we have a bill that is focused on housing affordability and supply across this country. But the real work is right here at the grassroots level, the things that you're doing day in and day out to make sure that people's credit scores go up, to make sure that they can start a business, to make sure that they can not have a foreclosure and have them be displaced. So I am just glad to be here. I kept thinking, #1, I hope y'all noticed I did coordinate with the with the theme. I'm just saying, I did come prepared. But I also thought about the fact that, years ago, many people knew me as Lisa Blunt Bradley. And then I got remarried, and I my name changed, and people kept screwing up my name. And so I was thinking about Shakespeare, what's in a name? A rose by any name would still smell as sweet. NCALL will still be the mission right? It's going to still be the same mission. It's still the same core. It's just a new name. And then I thought about Destiny's Child, because y'all know I love Beyonce. And I thought about their song, Say My Name, Say My Name. And so today we're going to take a minute, because I don't want you to screw this up as we live here, practicing the name. Can I get an amen on the name? Amen. Okay, so what is the name? NeighborGood Partners. What is the name? NeighborGood Partners. Say my name, say my name. NeighborGood Partners. Yes, that is the new name, but the mission is still the same. So let's just appreciate this day, celebrate this day, and know that the mission is the same and that we will be touching lives across this entire state. I thank you for your work. I'm glad to be here, and say my name, say my name.
In the Baptist church, we would say, look at your neighbor. Well, we have some other remarks. We will hear from Kevin Gilmore. Kevin is the Executive Director of Sussex County Habitat for Humanity, which he has led for 18 years. He has been an advocacy partner on affordable housing legislation and policy, and for over a decade, NeighborGood Partners has had a lending relationship with Sussex County Habitat. That relationship has grown from a modest line of credit for scattered site development of houses to recently providing and financing their first wholly owned residential subdivision in Laurel, Delaware. Mr. Kevin Gilmore.
Thank you. Gosh, who put me on the agenda after Congresswoman? I didn't even coordinate my colors at all, so I don't know. I'll do my best, and I recognize that almost any person in this room could be standing here as a partner, and I appreciate the opportunity just to share a few words from our perspective. But there's hundreds of incredible partners that have valued and cherished these relationships over the years. So congratulations on the rebranding. NeighborGood Partners, I'm going to keep saying that name, NeighborGood Partners. It has a great ring to it, and I enjoy hearing the use of good neighbor, good partner, NeighborGood Partners. And it's very descriptive, of the relationship that we've had with former NCALL over the years. And I think about the good partnership that we've had for many years. I think about the strong neighborhoods that we've been building together over the years, and that's what first hit me when I saw the new brand and that email that Karen sent out. The NCALL was the first community partner that I reached out to when I started in this job 18 years ago, and I met with Representative at that time Karen Colias in Sussex County, and she said, "We're here to support you." And I didn't really know what that meant as a young executive director of a pretty small agency. And she said, "We'll be with you every step of the way." And then she started talking about loan services and things like that. Sorry, we don't borrow money. we want grants. And we evolved over time, and we learned how to use loans, how to use debt in a productive way. And we really did that lockstep with NCALL teaching us as we went forward. But our first beginning relationship was around NCALL providing homebuyer counseling to our Habitat home buyers. And we still continue in a special relationship in that front today. But our experience with the loan fund really started in 2010 when we said it's time for us to have our own home as an organization. We believe in home ownership, we promote home ownership, and we're renting and we're bouncing around. We need our own home. And with the construction financing provided by the NCALL loan funds, we were able to do that. And that's still our home in Georgetown. And they held our hand through that process. And that was our first step as we learned, as you said in the introduction, how to use resources in better ways and to leverage those resources. And I'm happy that we've been able to use a revolving loan fund for quite some years. That NCALL's our go-to when we have an opportunity to buy land, when we have an opportunity to do something that we need to act quickly and take advantage of that moment. Or for those of you who are in the affordable housing world, you know, most of our grant funding comes after we build the house. So we got to put up all the money first. It's got to come from somewhere. And loans have helped us with cash flow over the years to be able to continue to increase our productivity and to continue to grow and do more. And I'm proud of the project that you just mentioned, this 5-unit subdivision in downtown Laurel, which is really a brownfield repurposing as well as creating 5 owner-occupied units. And that was possible because of a loan with NCALL Loan Fund or NeighborGood Partners Loan Fund. So thank you for this opportunity to share just one perspective of many, and we look forward to a continued long partnership into the future. Thank you.
Say my name, say my name. Come on, you got to be on cue. Come on. Thank you, Mayor. Next, we're going to have Ms. Denise Hicks. Denise has served on our board since 2016. Soon after, she went through our homeownership counseling program and became a homeowner. We are grateful for her service and her customer perspective. Ms. Hicks.
Good afternoon. I saw this on the table. See this? See the heart in the middle? The heart is in the middle of a home. I hope you were able to pick up one, because there is a heart in the middle of a home. And without that home, then where's the heart? Have you ever asked yourself, what would it be like if I did not have a home? Or if I didn't have a home to go to? Or if I knew someone that needed a home and you could not offer them a solution? NCALL, and I'm going to say NCALL first, they offered a solution. They were positive from the front door to the back door. You want to know about NCALL, now going to be NeighborGood Partners? They were good partners at the front door for me. I walked in, someone greeted me very professionally and said, "How may I assist you today?" I said, "I would like to find out about buying a house." And long story short, I'm not going to belabor you today because I have 2 minutes. Right, Karen? Okay. But bear this in mind. There are housing counselors. There are people working. There are people giving seminars. There are people taking care of other people's good. It is a wonderful entity. NCALL took care of me like a fine old wheel. Now, I can say this, so when you tell others where to go, the way I do every day, and who to see, there are a lot of housing counselors. There are people that will help you. Now, and if you don't ask for help, then you're not going to get it. But if you ask, if you walk through the door and you ask for help, you're going to get all you need. They're going to love you while they walk you through the process. NCALL is a very large conglomerate. I had no clue that they are the hub over Stand By Me. It's just too many. They're part of Neighborhood Works. There's just so many, many things. But the key to success is this. It takes a neighborhood, a good neighborhood, to talk to other people about how they can have a home. Now, it's a little harder today than it was when I went through the program years ago. However, it can still be done. When there is a need and there's somebody with a helping hand, I'm sure that we can get the job done. Again, I thank NCALL, now Neighborhood Good Partners. I thank you very much. I thank you very much. I thank you very much. Have a great day. Mind my 2 minutes?
Thank you very much, Ms. Hicks. Say my name. If I think by the end, we're going to have it. By the time Dr. John Moore gets here, we're going to have it. Our next speaker is Ms. Susan Ward. Susan is as a network member of NeighborWorks America, so is NeighborGoods Partners, and Susan Ward is the Senior Public Affairs and Communication Advisor for the NeighborWorks America Northeast Region. Susan, please.
Okay. Good afternoon. I am so pleased to be here with Mayor Christensen and Congresswoman Rochester and so many supporters of NeighborGood Partners on behalf of NeighborWorks America. So NeighborWorks is a national nonprofit organization created by Congress that supports a network of nearly 250 community-based organizations around the country that are dedicated to creating affordable homes, improving lives, and strengthening communities. And in our national network of excellence, NeighborGood Partners stands out. Karen and her team are admired across the country for their innovation, their depth, and their impact and their decency. This is an organization that cares deeply and has the ability to affect positive change for residents and communities. As a steward of federal dollars, I can tell you that in the last 5 years, NeighborWorks America has provided $2.4 million to NeighborGood Partners. And NeighborGood Partners has leveraged that into more than $530 million of investment in the Delaware Peninsula and beyond. Yes. That's $530 million of investment in homes, in businesses, in nonprofits, and in community centers. But the heart of that story, the caring, is what we all just heard about from Karen and Kevin and Denise. And now this wonderful organization's new name tells that story to everyone about who they are. They are your neighbors. They are good at what they do, and they are ready to partner. And it's also about who we all can be, good neighbors and partners for each other and for a better America. So congratulations, NeighborGood Partners, and it's exactly who you are. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Susan. And now coming with our closing remarks is Reverend Dr. John G. Moore, Sr. John Moore has served on the Board of Directors since 2011 and has been the board's vice president since 2017. Please welcome Mr. Moore.
Thank you, everyone. How about another big hand for NeighborGood Partners? Congresswoman, I wanted to say that just to make sure I was on point. I want to leave you with a story about the greatest man that ever walked on this earth. And one day this great man was confronted by an astute lawyer. And this lawyer stopped him and asked what could he do to achieve the greatness of life. And he told him to live right, and to love your neighbor. And then he asked this question, well, who is my neighbor? And this story went where there was a man who fell victim to the challenges of life. He'd been robbed and beaten the moment he was homeless. And I think one of the most powerful things of this story is that there were two great leaders from two wonderful organizations that could have stopped and helped that man. But instead of helping, they just kept on going. But there was a third person that stopped by, a good neighbor who stopped to help this person meet their needs, get them housed, and see them on their way. That is the good neighbor. And today we celebrate an organization that have seen many people who dealt with the issue of homelessness, who dealt with the issue of just wanting to have a home, be financially empowered, and to be independent. And as you look on the back of the program, you see their impact. Truly, they are a good neighbor. And so the question I leave you this evening with is, how can you become a NeighborGood partner? And that is that you should find it in your heart to want to make contributions and donations to this organization, because it takes resources to continue doing the work that they're doing. Then you can use your voice in advocacy to fight for the things that they are standing up for. And finally, do all you can with a good heart to make a difference in someone's life. You know, the great cleric and educator, John Wesley, said, you should do all the good you can, by all the means you can, in all the ways you can, to all the people you can, for as long as you can. And when you do this, you truly are a NeighborGood partner. So do so. Go forth from this place, make a difference, and God bless you.
That concludes our program.